Hey everyone, so more and more people are actually paying other players to build their house with a co-owner, and more people are getting more familiarized with co-owner permissions as well. So here are some red flags you need to look out for when letting someone build your house or building a house for someone. Number one, when someone wants to use all your money at once. So if you give someone co-owner, you can set a budget for that. I suggest budgeting, so giving small portions to the player that is building your house. For example, $10,000 if they need another $10,000, depending on the budget, of course. If you want a $1 million house, you're not going to budget in $10,000 each, but don't give all of your money to the person who is building your house all at once, because if you set your budget to $1 million and they ruin that for you, you will have lost quite a bit of money. Now, there is now such a thing where if you sell recently bought items, you get 95% back. So for example, if your budget is $100,000, they troll you, you can lose $5,000 depending on what they do, but it's not going to be the end of the world. However, be careful if you give all of your money to someone. It stays with you. So if you add a co-owner to your plot and you set a budget, the money stays with you. However, if they are building on your plot, they will use your money for that. So that's very important to see. Number two is when someone asks you to go out of build mode when they are building. For example, it is stressing them or they can't concentrate or something like that. Be very, very careful going out of build mode and letting them build. As long as you stay in build mode with them and you see something that you don't like, you can undo it. So you can undo what they have built and you won't lose any money. If you are not in build mode with them, you will have to sell it afterward and they have full control of your plot. So for example, if they edit an already existing house, you won't be able to undo the changes that they do if you don't stay in build mode. So if they ask you to go out of build mode to check something, that is completely okay. So if they want to check something, how it looks like when you play the game, that's completely okay. But if they force you to go out of build mode constantly, I feel like that's a red flag. Then number three, another red flag is when someone asks you a big donation before they actually build your house. For example, you agreed to pay $50,000 for them to build a big house for you. I suggest paying off in smaller parts. Let them build, for example, a living room, give them $5,000, a bedroom, give them $5,000. Just divide it into chunks so that it's fair for them and for you, because if you donate $50,000 before they even put a wall down, they can easily run away with that money and you will have no house and $50,000 less. So that's very important to keep in mind as well. And then number four is check their account. A very important, check their account. If someone asks you if they can build your house, check if they have any friends, check what their avatar looks like. I'm not saying everyone who looks like a bacon is bad, but definitely check their account. If they play Bloxburg a lot, they will for sure have some friends in their list, unless they can't add them because of their parents or something like that. But it's very important that an account that has just been created, if you check the creation date of the account, that has no friends, that looks like a noob, they're probably up to something bad, and be very, very careful with that. Also, things to keep in mind is that if you have set a budget that you will give to that player and if they ask more to continue, you are being forced to pay more to have a finished house, even though you agreed to terms before you began. I would not give them more money because they are basically manipulating you into giving more money. If you have a set price, stick to that price. But as I said, giving co-owner to someone, it is very, very risky. And I just wanted to make this video to really point out how risky it can be on your account. Luckily, and I think that's very important to mention, they cannot access your Bloxburg or purple money items. They can only access the stuff that is in your inventory. So the worst that can happen with your Bloxburg items is they get them all out. They can, however, access your entire inventory. So keep in mind that also has the ability for that player to take out holiday cookies out of your fridge, remove them or eat them, take out stuff that you cannot get back, that's very important as well, and basically do everything that you could do on your plot except buy Bloxburg items. But I cannot stress enough how much trust is needed before you give someone co-owner on your plot. If you give it to a friend and you have mutual friends, that's completely fine, but if you give it to a stranger, there are a lot of risks to it. Also, I have seen that before and some people fall for it. Luckily, luckily not a lot of people do fall for it. If you let someone on your account, on your Roblox account, I wouldn't know even why you would do that. Probably they're gonna be like, oh, if you're offline or if you're in school, I want to continue building on it, can you have your password? And they do a hack on your account, or they hack money into your account. Keep in mind that you are responsible for your account, even if you did not do the hack. They did it on your account, and your account is your property, basically. So you can lose that account. And there's no way to get it back because the hack happened from your account. So never, ever, ever let a stranger on your account. If you can't be online a lot, they'll have to work with that. They'll have to find a way to make time to build your house if you paid them or if you are going to pay them. But do not give them your password because you are offline a lot. That is one of the biggest risks that you can take. And I just wanted to make that very, very clear. There are a lot of red flags to think about when you let someone build your house. But I do like that there is a community of building houses for each other. And it's nice to see actually friends being made over a game that lets you build houses. That is amazing. So keep it up. And if you want to trust someone, go ahead. But there are some baddies out there. So anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that like button. And please subscribe.